88.1 FM KPFZ would like to thank our underwriters, Double D's Coffee Shop, located on historic Main Street in Upper Lake, California. Double D's is locally owned by Dee Dee and operated by her and her friends. Double D's serves up espresso, coffee, and tea, as well as specialty coffee and espresso drinks. Dee Dee serves smoothies made with real fruit and real fruit juice, as well as pastries and even a few candies. For more information on Double D's Coffee, they can be reached at 707-275-9470. Again, KPFZ would like to thank Double D's Coffee, located on historic Main Street in Upper Lake, California.
staying centered when push comes to shove. Third eye wide open and dancing to music, accepting our power and knowing how to use it. Coming together, we circle the globe, seeing the oneness our chakras are glowing. Our vibration that we want it to be, keeping high. You know how it feels to be free. All you gotta do to understand these ways is breathe real deep and enjoy each day. We're selflessly with others and we're lost alive together. Tomorrow is now and there's beautiful weather, so breathe. Breathe in the air. Yeah, take a deep breath. It's everywhere. Heal my spirit, heal my body, heal my soul. Oh, I know who I am. Consciousness spinning through sacred air.
Disrespect. Stop living life every day as a bad man. I'm walking around every day with a weapon. Because the things you do will come back to you. Remember what I'm telling you. The seed is sow is the fruit you reap. Don't always think that talk is always cheap. Yeah, this is a lesson for you to keep. All your friends and folks and family and people who love you is gonna weep for months and days and weeks now. Yeah, we gotta get together. Ow. He can't keep living his way. You gotta make a change. And everyone, one love, one love, one love. Respect your brother, man. One lover, telling you you gotta show love and then a little get lover in a return. Or else you're gonna get burned. If you refuse to learn, the table's gonna turn. If you don't learn, that what you sow you reap.
Yeah, one love. That's what we need here in beautiful Lake County. Good morning, Lake County.
Good morning, Lake County.
Yes, a little bump just to get you going there. This is Terry Larson.
And Pete the Tax Guy.
And you're on Lake County Magazine.
Yes, you are.
Yes.
We are.
Yes.
Whatever.
We are here to hopefully entertain and inform and enlighten and
one way or
possibly anger and upset you.
Well, it's the day before Thanksgiving. Let's see if we can try to keep peace in the family today.
Oh, always. One
Always.
love, baby.
Oh,
That's what
yeah.
it's all about. You know, we got to live together. We got to be together. We got to learn how to work together and make our community a better place to be.
Did you tell that to the sheriff today yet? Oh, did I just say that?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
you
I did. Oh, well. Life
Well,
goes on.
I
Hi,
don't
Sheriff.
know.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Frank. Hope you're having a great morning. Sorry that one of your guys felt it was necessary to arrest an 80-year-old lady who happened to be growing her own medicine.
She could have had a 100-plant grow. You don't know the circumstances yet.
But 80 years old.
It doesn't matter.
And if she, come on.
If she had
This is
100
ridiculous.
plants, you know,
Well, you
if she
take
had
her plants.
Yeah, but if she had 2 or
The
3
financial impact alone would be enough to almost
Hey,
kill her, much less throwing her in jail.
I remember that court case
Jeez.
when I was being sentenced. That was right before me, of an old African American lady, and I mean old,
Oh,
folks, saying, "Yes, Your Honor, it was my pot. It wasn't my grandson's. Absolutely, it
she
was
took the
mine.
rap for him.
Absolutely, yes." So maybe that's what this woman, maybe grandma was taking the rap for her
that
grandson.
could
You never know. So let's give Frank a little bit of fairness for the
he didn't
moment.
make the move, although he has told everybody and that'll listen to him that he's responsible for what his men
I know. Well,
do.
that's
And I understand the deputy was a deputy named Lavelle, who
Lavelle?
is the
Yeah.
son of the prominent
yeah.
attorney.
Yeah.
And so who knows what the motivation behind it
Well,
was.
that wasn't the way to start off the program, but that's just,
I know.
you're being
we
so
didn't mean-
nice about
you
that
had to
and
mention.
working together, you know.
Sure. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. We have a DA and a sheriff that don't work together, so we have to try to bring them back together or figure out another plan because we definitely the plan they have right now isn't working.
Well,
so anyway,
you know, what can I say? Anyway, folks, happy Thanksgiving
good morning.
tomorrow.
Yes. Oh, I'm so excited. Clear Lake Youth Center.
Absolutely.
Community
That
dinner.
has amazed me. I mean, an idea of what, 7 days to 10 days
10
ago
days,
with no
yeah.
pre-planning. All of a sudden, we have all this food donated, all the people volunteering.
Well, I'm hoping we have enough. I know we have enough turkey because I think they've gotten like 20 turkeys
Well, I
donated.
eat a lot, you know.
Yeah, I know. Well, come on, really, Pete.
I do.
You really think you do? Yeah, you eat a lot, but you don't eat that much that they're going to run short on that turkey. I
No, we have
think there's
lots
going
of
to be plenty
turkeys.
for everyone.
Yes. And
We're
folks,
excited.
if you really want to know who is behind this microphone and you haven't watched any of our videos online or PEG TV, come on down and see the tax guy serve food.
Yeah, we'll be dishing.
I'm an expert.
And tonight and today I'll be cooking, I've already done 18 pounds of sweet potatoes so far.
Yes.
And I've got another 3 loaves of fresh organic bread that I'm using to make the vegetarian stuffing. And then I'll be also making traditional Pepperidge Farm stuffing as well. So there's going to be a lot of stuffing and a lot
And that's at
of
the Clear Lake Youth Center,
sweet potatoes.
right behind Silks, which is no longer open. And,
Yeah, Redbud Park.
Yeah, from 12 to 4, and we're going to have a lot of volunteers, and it's for open to the whole community.
Yeah, it's a community dinner.
Yep.
Okay,
So come on down.
if you don't have any place to go and you're just sitting at home alone and no family, no friends to be with, just
join us.
Come on and have some fun. You know, it's such a wonderful group of people that are working this thing, and it was all volunteer. It's just going to be like a gigantic potluck. So if you want to bring something, bring a bag of salad or something. They can always use more salad or salad dressing, you know. I don't think they got any salad dressing
I don't
yet.
know.
So I know Jerry's making
would-
like a Waldorf salad or something,
Oh,
but
nice.
you know, like personally, that's too much sugar for me, and I can't really
I'll tell you
eat
what I
that.
would.
So
I'll
we
tell you
need
what,
another kind of
who's
salad.
bringing the fresh baked breads and rolls?
Oh,
That's what
I don't think we're getting anything
we
fresh
need- we
baked.
need
I
the
can tell you what
aroma.
we got. Well, we can put them in the oven and pretend. We got about, I think, 100 rolls from Sutter Hospital. And
Really? Okay, cool.
With butter pats to
So
go
you're
with
talking
them.
about we have hospital food being donated? Oh God!
And Walmart donated food and groceries and turkeys and a couple of the other places. I think it's the vacuum and sewing machine repair place. Something like that. He donated something, bunch of I think paper plates or something, paper goods. So it's really an amazing effort that shows and demonstrates to me what I've been saying all along about what a wonderful community we have here, and how when it's a good cause, everybody's willing to put their political differences aside,
Actually, yes.
and come together and make something really good happen for their community. I mean, yes, there's a lot of people there that live in Clear Lake that are low income, but what I love about this is it's not just for those people. This is for all of us, and so that's what makes it really a beautiful event. And I give thanks today for having a community like this that will step up and come together. I mean, people donated food from around the lake. Cheryl Carr gave a whole bunch
You're
of
right.
stuffing and just everything. There's been so much.
It's amazing how the holiday period, and I'm not exactly a big fan of holidays personally, but
Tell me about
yeah,
it.
I know. But how people actually do change their persona and actually become nicer and friendlier, and sometimes the grievances and differences of opinions actually stop.
Yeah.
And we enjoy the holidays. Then as soon as the holidays are over, we're back to our normal personalities.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
that's beside the point. So.
I wish it could go all year like this. This is what I'm hoping. Maybe this will be an annual event, number one.
Of course.
But also that the spirit of this comes together with the people to create a better life for all of us. Let's make this the first step, and then let's just keep stepping. Let's find another project that we can do. I know Clean Up Clear Lake Day is like December 7th, I believe. I think that's the next project that's going to be
Right.
happening. And that's another great thing. I mean, who needs code enforcement if people are willing to enforce themselves?
Exactly.
You know,
Yep.
so let's see a huge response for the Clean Up Clear Lake Day too.
Did you see that little posting in Facebook about, I guess there were two broken down RVs, and code enforcement came back down and started, whoa, man, those things are nice, or I need to do something about it, and I'm going to do something about it. And one of the neighbors or somebody heard this, came back, someone said, well, yeah, isn't that great to see Clear Lake code enforcement actually doing their job now? And it was really great to see that. And the other person said, well, was it really code enforcement doing the job, or was she interested in buying one of the RVs? Because she took down the license plates and all that.
Oh, well, you know what? I don't see any reason why the police department can't participate in
Oh, they're
code
overworked. They can't
enforcement.
do that. They're overworked, man.
When they're on regular patrols,
They're overworked,
it
man.
doesn't take an extra effort for them to get out of their cars and put a red tag on something that
don't-
they see.
Man,
They see it every day.
Man, they're overworked, man. Come on, dude, get with
All
it.
right, let's get back on track because we got to finish up this half hour with our other things we have to
Well,
talk
you know, if you didn't
about.
play so much darn music.
We discussed this.
Yes, we
you
did.
agreed.
Yes, I always agree. You're my wife.
You're going to go there?
I'm burying myself, folks, aren't I?
You are. You're digging a deeper hole every second. And you know what?
Okay.
This is Thanksgiving, and one of the things I give thanks for is having you in my life. So don't make that be a mistake.
16 years later and what we've been through, yeah, whatever.
Right.
Okay, move on.
Okay, well, we could talk about what we give thanks for since we're on that subject
I give
right
thanks
now.
to you, for you.
Well, of course, I expect that.
And
what else?
I give thanks that I wake up every morning with a pulse.
And a pile of kitty cats?
Yes. And folks, I'm being serious because sometimes I wonder if I'm going to wake up or not. But yeah, I am grateful because of my, without repeating ourselves, of what we've gone through over the last few years. You know, I am very grateful for still having my freedom and being in a beautiful area with some really, really great people. It's amazing on a weekly basis. I'm meeting more and more people that are really good people, contrary to the reputation that Lake County people have at times.
It's the majority, okay, and those select few that make life here really uncomfortable for everybody.
Right.
Eventually will go the way of their own, and some of them are already feeling the karma from their actions. So,
and I'm always grateful for the support my family's always provided me and still provides me.
Yes, you have a good family. You're lucky there.
So, you know, I could be grateful for a lot of other minor material things, but that's not the purpose of this conversation. I'm just really grateful for the people I have in my life and the support we have.
Absolutely. Well, I'm grateful for living in Lake County and discovering this wonderful place. I'm so thankful that we ended up here and for the people that we've gotten to know. Number one. But I'm also grateful for our kids and how good they're doing for themselves, and that they finally have gotten to the point where they're on their own 2 feet somewhat, and
somewhat.
We're still there with the what do they call it, to catch them, come on.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Sorry.
When you jump off a building, what do you when
you jump off what?
A bridge or a building and somebody catches you, a fireman catches you. What do you call that?
Safety net.
Safety net. Thank you. We're still there for them. All right, I get these brain farts, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're still there for them if they need us. But
always.
They're standing on their own, and they're trying their best not to need us, which I appreciate.
Well, the point is, we're there when they need help, but we determine if the help is required or not.
Right.
Like, well, can I borrow $40? No. You haven't paid me back the other $40 yet.
No, it's even worse than that. I decided to go to San Diego to party with my friends, and I forgot my credit card.
Meaning you used it all up and you need more money?
I'm not bailing you out. You haven't paid back what we already owed you. So anyway,
tough love, man.
Our children are lovely and sweet and very, very good-hearted, and I'm very thankful for that. I'm thankful for our goats who are keeping our yard fire-free, hopefully.
And our puppies and kitties.
Yes, and all our...
And I'm grateful and blessed for having played on a quality baseball team in this World Series.
Won the championship. That's something
and
good.
Folks, if you watch our video that's on our website, after a couple of days, you'll see I'm wearing my championship hat today.
There you go. So, just to prove it's real.
I'm wearing, because it's tan, I'm wearing a brown shirt up there.
Yes, you're very well
Thank you,
coordinated.
Yes,
appreciate that.
Okay, right. So on that note.
So anyway, I'm thankful for so much more. Yeah. But we've got a call, and it's probably our lake reporter.
Our lake reporter.
Yep. So just know that is just the tip of the iceberg, and my thanks and gratitude. Hello, you're on the air.
Hello, I'm calling to thank Sheriff Frank Rivero, and I wonder if he'll be on air this week. And I wish he would come out here to the east side of Clear Lake, the avenues, set up shop on Phillips and Boyles. But anyway, there's a little less traffic lately. I think it might just be gasoline. They run out of gas the end of the month. But it sure looks like drug trafficking to me. And I really understand Frank Rivero. He's not concerned with the little, medical marijuana. I mean, the honest medical marijuana. But it's the honest drug trafficking that goes hand in hand with the marijuana traffic.
Then why did he bust a dispensary?
And I think it's some call it the Mexican mafia, the Mexican marijuana mafia or drug mafia. Now, with regard to the dispensary, I'm a little confused on that.
And the 80-year-old woman. Busted. I mean, really.
Oh, I'm not up on the article yet. I do need to read that. Yeah. I don't think they should tyrannize anyone over a little bit of marijuana like that.
Right. And I'm sorry we haven't been able to get connected, but after the holidays, the things will be much more sane, and we can come out and check out what you're doing.
Yes, and I didn't want to, and I chose not to go over to your office at that point. So it's my fault. as far as that. And meanwhile, yeah, that 200-year-old oak tree just lies on the ground. Well, another story. I have to talk about it off air.
Okay.
The city came out after the fact, not even by my calling. They found it themselves and were very unhappy with it.
Okay.
And
well, yeah, sorry to hear that. But we'll talk more about that another time.
yes.
Okay.
And okay, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
I'll
Thank you.
Catch
Bye-bye.
you later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they do have a little problem over there in the avenues. So, but anyway, we are still in our no phone call mode, so we'll move on to the next subject, which is, the installation of the art project, another good news story.
Yes.
Crystalline, who is a resident of Jerusalem grade area part of
By the way, folks, the first
Middle
time I've ever
town.
been down Jerusalem grade. And if you don't know exactly where you're going, God help you.
Yeah,
I think I ended up in
place.
Mexico or something.
And
I don't
obviously
know.
we didn't know where we were going, but we still went there. And we found it, too.
Thank God I had a four-wheel drive.
Yeah, but we went too far. We weren't
Yeah, we
even
did.
supposed to go off the road.
Well, if you got
But-
directions.
It didn't happen, okay? So the bottom line is we got there, we made it, we found it, we were a little late. And what the project was, we were invited to participate in the installation of a beautiful sculpture done by Miss Crystalline for a wedding arch for people that want to come to her ranch and do some weddings and get married. And it's a beautiful arch with a blessing on it and a head of a goat.
With
Our
an
favorite
with an
goat.
attitude.
Our favorite kind of goat, a San Clemente goat, which she raises, and she has a little baby. I think we're going to end up adopting. But so she asked her and Lorna and Dante and Tim Williams were all together over there, and basically we lifted up this hugely heavy arch. The guys, I didn't lift it. I screwed it.
Jerry rigging a
No, it wasn't jury rigging. Actually, it ended up being very well organized. She happened to have like a
wood.
I would have called it like an engine puller or something, but
Actually, it looked like an engine block.
yeah,
hoist.
because it was like this pyramidic
Right.
thing that was used over a well to haul up water. So they put that under the arch. It was just the right height, so where the arch would go. So they were able to lift the arch up and set it up on top of the of this thing and let that hold it while they got
with the legs,
one side screwed down and then the other
with the
side
legs stabilized with two blocks, cement blocks, because
yeah,
we're on
well,
a
you
hill.
should have seen what I stabilized the ladder I was on with, like two little tiny rocks.
Anyway, we actually lifted it,
But
put
we
it
did
in the
it.
post, and
Yeah.
got it done, and it was nice.
And she got wonderful pictures. We're going to be
Yes.
posting that up on our website. By the way, our website is down. I have to apologize. I don't know what's going on at the server, but we have sent them an email. They haven't responded. After the show, we're probably going to call in and find out what's going on. But for some reason, it's down, and we can't get into it. So we will follow up on that and hopefully have it up by the end of the day, because we have some really big, important stories. There's the car crash at Howard's Grotto yesterday. There was 2 major injuries that were flown out. Howard's Grotto got a big hole in the wall. Guy was speeding down Lakeshore Drive, and then I think he was trying to pass somebody or just hit the curve too wide and hit another car head on, and it was just a very tragic accident. It was a local guy, and the guy driving the truck was from Kentucky. So I can probably imagine what he was in town here for.
And we have the final 2 videos of the Planning Commission meeting. It was such a lengthy meeting, I actually had to break it into 3 parts to have a quality video
But
presentation.
it's up and running.
They're up and running, so as soon as our website's back up,
you can check that out.
you can check it out.
All right. Hello, you're on the air.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How you doing? I figured that was you. Sorry to make you wait.
No problem. So we got the lake report for today. The lake's down to 50 degrees, according to 2 different thermometers. And the clarity is also a little down, too. I guess the wind really blew a lot of stuff into the water column, and it's just, basically it's still 3 feet, but it's like a brown tint to the lake, and it looks like it could be a problem if we had a bunch of sun right now.
Oh, it's funny because we drove by our lake, obviously, on a daily basis, and yesterday we were commenting how clear it was in our area.
It is beautiful.
Yes.
It is, and no doubt about it.
Yes. Nice time of the year for that.
went by that crash, happened to go by there right after that crash, and one of the vehicles was basically indistinguishable.
Oh, yeah, it was horrible. They had to cut the top off the guy's truck to get him out.
I can't imagine how fast they must have been going and there's nowhere to go that fast. I mean,
on that road, no, and he was from another place, so he didn't even know what probably the speed limit was.
Wow,
there's not really a lot of
any
speed
downtown is 25. I mean, come on.
Yeah, logically speaking, yes. But you remember logic.
You got to think about what you're dealing with.
All right, you guys.
Hey, man, have a great Thanksgiving and be safe out there.
Thank you, too.
Thank you.
Thanks. Take care. All righty.
So,
I was running out of power.
Yeah, before I forget, because my mind is forgetful at times, senior citizen moments.
Yes.
Next week, folks, since it could be a kind of a slow week with the holidays, I want to bore you all to death, and Pete the Tax Guy is going to be coming back, and we're going to be discussing some very significant tax deductions that are going away as of 12/31/2013, and these have a major impact on your personal tax liability. So even though most of you think it's kind of really boring, it's something you need to be aware of.
It's important to know.
Because there is absolutely no legislation right now renewing these deductions. So we will take a few minutes next week to discuss that. I also have an article up that you access through our Facebook page.
Once our website.
Yeah, that too. But it is something, even though it sounds boring, you all need to be aware of, so you can address this with your individual tax professional, if it's not me, and figure out what you need to do to adjust your tax planning for 2014. So on that note, that will get you all excited to listen to our show next week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh, no. I just thought I saw a news release, but it's just media law.
And the other thing is, just a quick note before we get on to our major subjects, is that it's something we're going to talk about quickly, is that, as you all know, we do videotape our radio show, so you can see our beautiful faces. It is up.
And I would debate that.
Yeah, okay. It is available through our Facebook page, because we do post it onto our website. And we were providing it to PEG TV, Channel 8, on a regular basis. And we have stopped doing that for a couple of really important
we're suspending
reasons.
all of our content providing to PEG until certain things over there get worked out. There's been some inappropriate behavior by their programmer, and also the board is not responding in a way that we're satisfied with, so we're not giving them any of our content until we receive some kind of solution to the problem that has arisen.
Right, and we have filed formal complaints with the necessary authorities because it was a very serious violation.
And they're not taking it seriously.
No, not at all.
We have to do what we have to do.
And I think the biggest
It's nothing personal.
It's nothing is personal in regards to business. But the other thing is that we've gone out of our, I shouldn't say that. We have volunteered our time and our labor and our expertise, whatever that may or may not be, to them. And to me, this is just a slap in the face.
It's very sad.
And it's very sad because
5 years going in.
We've
4 years.
done everything with PEG TV as sincere as any individual can be, with not asking for anything in return. I don't expect thanks for anything, because volunteers don't expect thanks. But just to have this turnaround and what happened and the circumstances and the reactions of the board and the individual and the untruths.
Yeah, that's the thing. It really hurts. But that's okay. That's what they have to feel like they have to do. So we'll just let them do their thing.
And what really bothers me about this is not just what happened to us individually, because with my life, who cares? Bigger fish have tried to come after me.
Exactly.
The problem here is we actually thought that PEG TV, with its poor reputation, and this is not something that's not new to everyone in this community, we really thought PEG TV was turning around and going in the right direction.
I was hoping,
in that we were really looking at some very positive things.
No, I'm not going to give up on them, but I'm just going to step back for the time being.
No, I'm not giving up. The point is, it's just very disappointing.
It was, and we do have a
caller. So those who like to don't catch our whole show, and we're looking at it on Channel 8. It is on our website through our Facebook connection. And so don't give up on us on that. And hopefully in the near future, we'll be able to put it back on PEG TV.
Well, we're actually looking at other alternatives, too.
Yes.
We'll talk about that as we get closer to reality.
When we have a slower week of news, we'll go ahead and get involved in that.
Hello, you're on the air.
Got a nickel question.
Yes. Yeah. Nickel answer, then.
How come the Clear Lake PD can come up with a cause of an accident overnight, and we're still waiting for the CHP on fatal?
Because never mind.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a good question. Obviously, there's a lot more to the accident, and because of liability concerns on behalf of the be the county, the state, the locality, whatever.
CHP is the state.
I know. I was trying to avoid that. I think they have to be more due diligence involved because of the liability involved of their own officer and their own department. That's just my own opinion. I have no idea of what they're doing. Do you agree with that?
No.
Yeah. Okay. What do you think? Is it a cover-up?
Well, even the National Transportation Safety Board issues a preliminary report.
Well, I'll tell you what. We'll do a follow-up. We have good communications and with the CHP. They've always been extremely cooperative in communicating with us.
If you could maybe contact us off the air with the details of the date and everything so we could look at it, because we do get their releases as well, so we can kind of see what they have to say and follow up on that.
So you can either give us a call at the office next week, or we'll go ahead and make our information available on our show next week.
Okay.
All right?
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
I'm just making a note of that.
Good, thank you. No, I mean, there is definitely some kind of an issue with transparency and fairness in law enforcement. There does seem to be an issue with people making choices for enforcement based on...
Now, that wasn't a CHP officer doing that. That was involved. It was a sheriff officer, correct?
Oh, yeah, that was the sheriff. Oh,
that was
I want to make sure that's what he's talking about. Is he talking about
I believe
the sheriff's crash with the lady that was driving?
Yeah, caller, if we're wrong, please call back. But I think he's talking about the sheriff chase.
That makes sense.
But the CHP is doing the investigation.
Exactly. So we need to get an update from them.
So the CHP is not doing a CYA. So.
And I just want to remind everybody that the opinions expressed on this or any other KPFC program are the opinions of the speakers and do not necessarily represent the views or opinions of KPFC, LCCR, its members, staff, or supporters. These are the opinions and views of the speakers only.
All right. So it's... Should we get involved into our first subject?
I guess.
I think so, because we do have...
Everything's quiet right now.
Yes, we do have a guest coming at 10 o'clock.
Oh, before you do, I want to let people know that we're having a special holiday event, KPFC, and we want to invite everyone to join us. You know, KPFC has the best parties. I don't know if you've ever been to one.
Great people, great food.
Always good music there,
yes.
You know. Okay, so their annual KPFC Members and Friends Holiday Open House is going to be December 14th from 1 to 5 p.m. That's a Saturday. That's going to be here at the radio station. That's located right above Jesus Pizza at 149 North Main Street here in Lakeport. So everybody is welcome. There's a no-charge event. And you can drop by for some food, beverages, music, holiday cheer. It's a great time to tour the facilities, meet the awesome programmers.
Ooh.
Station management, who's also awesome.
Station management?
Yes, what it says,
singular?
Yeah. Well, no, he's got helpers.
Okay.
And volunteers to make new friends and catch up on the latest at KPFC, your local community radio station. If you want to help out, bring a favorite dish or beverage to share. If you can't, come anyway. For more information, call the office at 263-3640. And
as you, sir, saying,
I want you to go to what you were going to talk about before I really interrupted you, and then we'll go to the phone call. Okay.
Well, I was going to start on the lake tax issue.
Oh, well, that's going to take too much time. So let's go to the phone call first. Hello, you're on the air.
Yeah, hi, Terry. Good morning. This is Lenny.
Good morning, Lenny. How you doing?
Good. Well, I went to your online newspaper this morning, and it asked me to log in.
No, it's
with my password, so I knew there was something wrong, and then I saw your little blurb on Facebook, and hence I'm on the radio with you. So anyway, it's asking us to log in with our password. That's cute.
Well, that's cute. I like that one.
I wanted to let you know that.
Thank you so much.
I'm enjoying your show. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Have a good Thanksgiving.
Yeah, you too.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Once again, I'm just chopped liver sitting here minding my own business.
Oh, well, it's a girl thing. What can I tell you?
Okay, whatever.
Okay, so now, do you want to jump into that right now? I don't know. We're going to be talking about it later with Betsy Kahn, who'll be coming
you want to wait
at
to 10 o'clock? All right,
Why wouldn't we? We could do it all together, right? It's all the same subject, right?
That's fine. I would like
spare them
to mention one thing about Frank Rivero, if I may.
Yes.
And I know this is old news, folks, so I don't want to harp on this and take a lot of time, but we aren't massive supporters of the sheriff.
Well,
but we do support some of the things he does.
I have always said that the sheriff, his personality and his outwardness sometimes turns people off, and turns me off sometimes too. But I did up until recently believe that he was sincerely concerned about the people of this county. Now, I'm not so sure.
Well, there's 2 points, and I'm not going to harp on this because it's been beaten over and over and over again by other programmers here and the other media, is that I'm just really shocked that the sheriff, being an elected official, basically had foot and mouth disease regarding his military status. And I don't want to harp on this again.
That was just a big faux pas.
We have not addressed this on the show, and I don't want anyone thinking that we're just
let's refresh for those people that didn't hear what happened. He was on his Friday,
he was
regular Friday every other week show.
It was before that. He was at the Canocti Resort as part of a veterans.
No, I meant the radio show that he made the statement on.
Okay.
I was going to that direction, but he was referring back to Veterans Day at Canocti Resort, and he was at a gathering that was for veterans, and a little girl or a child had made these cards for the veterans, and she gave him one, and he took it. And I think he said he was very proud to have it or something like that.
Right.
And then on the radio show, on his radio show last Friday or Friday before, somebody called in and asked if he was a veteran, and he said he was in the Merchant Marine.
Right.
Well, the Merchant Marine is only considered a military force when there's a time of war and they're called into service. And the last time that the Merchant Marine was called into service was during World War II.
Correct.
So he did not serve in World War II. The gentleman asked him that, and he admitted he did not. So there's absolutely no way he could be considered a veteran.
Yeah, so, and again, I'm not going to harp on this. My point here is that I expected better out of Frank in my few communications directly with him one-on-one or with my wife. I just thought he was more of a upfront, honest individual, call a spade a spade. Doesn't matter if you agree or disagree with his law enforcement activities. But for him to make a statement saying that he is a veteran when he really deep down knew he was not a true veteran in the sense of serving in the military during wartime or otherwise, and just being in the Merchant Marine. I'm not knocking Merchant Marine service by any means, but he is not a veteran, and for him to come out in public and be part of a veteran ceremony and accepting cards for veterans, and then going on the radio show and all of a sudden kind of like, well, I was in the Merchant Marines and that is considered, it's not right. And I lost a lot.
He owes the people a retraction,
or at least an apology, because I lose a lot of respect for people that kind of mislead people on their professional life.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was a wrong move, and then the fact that he hadn't corrected it by now also speaks that's what I'm saying. I'm getting on the fence with you, Frank. I just, I wanted to support you, but you keep doing things that I have to question and I don't understand. So
right. And the other thing I want to briefly talk about is what we, or Mr. Green also calls, profiling of traffic stops. And yes, you can. The law enforcement has a right to stop any vehicle that has a minor problem like headlights or license plates or registration, but it does appear to be in a concentrated area of where there's known traffic of marijuana. And yes, some people are that stupid that they deserve to get caught. They are doing something wrong.
Yeah, the bottom line is make sure all your equipment works and you're not speeding and breaking the law.
Yeah, but there are other cases where they're being stopped for such minor infractions that darn well what they're looking for. And I'm sorry, this is still the United States of America, I believe. And if anyone who listens to me for a while knows my feelings on privileges and rights of a citizen in this country, and I just feel that law enforcement forgets that they're here to protect us, not to harass us. And having been through that, I am very jaded in my opinions, unfortunately, and I admit that on the air.
Well, I think we've seen a lot of personal vendettas here already in Lake County, so that is just a continuing trend, and we thought that electing him would be a good a good way to end that trend, but it doesn't seem that it is.
Yeah.
It's just going in a different direction.
Again, not going to harp on it, just my opinions.
And we got phone calls.
Okay.
Hello, you're on the air. This is caller 1. If caller 2, if you could just wait. So.
Yo.
Yeah. So, Alan, you're caller 1. So, caller 2, hang on a sec.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Good. Happy Turkey Day.
I'm having to pull back a little bit on my support for the sheriff.
Oh, man. Just choices he's making.
I don't know where to go with that one. I didn't elect him in, but I've backed him up on quite a few things, but this issue has really left me kind of stranded in the waters a little bit. And to go back along with that, with the red flagging of that vehicle, and how long sometimes some of these vehicles sit, and are they even investigated if there's rotting, decomposing bodies in the back?
Good point.
And also on this note, you'll be there on a highway, and I've been broke down, and CHP will, if you're in a nice car and you're looking okay, they'll just blow right by you.
Yeah, they don't even bother to check on you.
If they think you might have some junk in that trunk, they'll turn right around in a heartbeat.
Yeah, it's funny, in Arizona, Highway Patrol actually has maintenance vehicles that patrol the main highways, and if you're broken down, they stop and help you out at no cost at all.
And here's an anti-Good Samaritan law in California. Did you know it's illegal for me to stop and try to help you along the highway?
No, I didn't.
Unless I pull in front of your vehicle and do the flares and everything, it's illegal for me to stop and try to help you.
Really?
But yet, I've seen Highway Patrol and sheriffs just blow right by.
Well, it's funny. I sure didn't see that in the training manual when I got my license here.
Yeah, go check it out.
Right.
It's against the law for you to stop and help a stranded motorist on a highway or a freeway. On a regular road, you can, but on a highway or a freeway, it's against the law for you to stop. And yet, I've watched cops blow right by people broke down on the road. And here's a Good Lake report. I was lucky enough to see the Pelicans land a couple weeks ago, and yesterday black-tipped cranes came in.
So are we a wintering spot then for these birds?
We're on their migratory route.
Oh, so they're on their way further south.
I was salvaging firewood at Rodman Slough from all the trees that are down.
Sure.
And they just came sailing in. It was so beautiful.
Oh, that's great.
And there's just grebes and ducks and geese just all over.
Cool.
Rodman Slough is a really beautiful place if anybody and they're right there. You can park and walk. You can even park without even walking and see all this beautiful bird life. It's always a beautiful bird day in Lake County if you look.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, we got another call.
Oh, by the way, Pete, how did you do I never did hear the wrap up. How did you do in the games? I'll take my answer off the air if you can wrap it up real quick.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'll let him answer that quickly.
Very quickly, in the 55 and over, we finished one game out of the playoffs because we got screwed, and I won't go into the details right now on that. The 16 over division, we went 5-1 in the tournament. I won 3 of those 5 games. And then in the first playoff game, single elimination, I beat my old Arizona team 8-5, won that game, and then the next championship game the next day, our number 1 pitcher came in and shut out the other team, so we won the championship game 17-0. And I'm wearing my championship hat, which you can see on our video.
Give him another shot.
All right. So we won the championship. We're in the 16 over division. We are the champions. No, I won't sing. So
great.
Thanks, Alan, for asking.
Thanks, Alan. All right. Hello, you're on the air.
Hi, it's me, Elka Bimini, Bob.
Hey, Bob. How are you?
For you. What's up?
Okay, thank you. I'm noticing something. You see, there's a land trust organization in Ukiah, and they go to meetings to protect different tracts of land, whether it's wild land, but also agriculture land, and to protect people's rights to farm and to the use of the land. And now here in this county, they're talking about you got to have 20 acres to grow outside now, and now all that money is going to go, like Alan was saying, to the PG&E that goes back to the Board of Supervisors and taxes, and here you got the cannabis coming up soon, and I thought I was going to win, and now this is like the last year anybody can grow in the county without having 20 acres to pay all that to the county.
That ordinance has not been passed yet. We need to show up on December 10th at 5:30 p.m. at the fairgrounds, and we need to voice our opinions, and we need more than just show up there. We need to phone and email all of our Board of Supervisors. We need to do a mass protest on this new proposed ordinance, and we need to let them know exactly how we feel. And remember, we got 2 people up for re-election in June?
Actually, November is the actual election.
I thought it was
primary in June.
Okay, so primaries in June. So we really need to voice our opinions out there. And this is affecting not just, quote, growers or commercial growers. This is affecting the individual person who grows 1 or 2 or 3 plants for their own medicine.
It's affecting them more than the big growers.
This is the time for a grassroots movement for the citizens of this county to speak up and tell our elected officials how we really feel.
And if you're not registered, please register and vote. This is the only way we can give them the word of how we feel.
And that's what we need to do. We need to register all the voters who are disgusted with what's going on and make their voice heard.
Exactly.
And you notice the guy, Rob Brown, he got big land, and so they made it 20 acres, and he was aligning himself with that.
Well,
Tim and Comstock both have a vested interest in the big land part.
Exactly.
And he's involved. He brought the county wouldn't let the DEA get involved with out in the big country in the hills, but yet he let them come and could come right over our homes. And now that's not their language too.
Yep.
So that's all. They're driving this county down in the ditch.
Well, for self-serving purposes to a certain extent.
They want the wine industry to take over. They can buy out the marijuana land for pennies to the dollar when they will go to leave the county, and then they end up with the land to put grapes on. So
this is why you need to let everyone you know to register to vote and voice their opinion, and start voicing their opinion now to the board.
And contact your local activist. If you have some people involved in either the Green Farmers or Americans for Safe Access or California NORML.
In Ukiah, they have the Land Trust organization to protect the land from the politics like that.
Yeah, that's something that they need to organize here, and the people in these organizations are coming together to figure out what's the next step. So we'll see what happens.
Look at my house cost $200,000. I'm just about to have to walk away. That's why I should be able to sue them and have all them as does, whoever.
Yeah, that's true.
Whoever's involved in that coercion. Okay, you have a good and blessed day.
Thanks,
Thank
sir.
you too.
Hello, you're on the air.
I wanted to make a comment on the show today. I listened how aggravated you were with the possibility that the Sheriff's Department's been profiling, and as well as Ron Green. I agree, in some matter they are, but I think the people we really look for to be unbiased about that would be the press, and the next thing you know, they're saying things like, well, anybody from Kentucky who's been involved in a collision in Clear Lake must be here for one reason. So anyway,
driving like that, I mean, I kind of think that yes, that is a profiling statement, but also he had grounds for making that. There's a probable cause there in the way he was driving the vehicle. That indicates that it may not have been pot, but it could have been meth or anything else, but he definitely was not under normal conditions driving down the middle of our town like that. I mean, there had to be something else going on. And that's just my opinion. Are you still there, caller?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay.
So, I mean, you're right. That was a profiling statement, but I think there was some grounds
Kentucky, you must be here for one reason.
Well, it is the bluegrass state, remember?
Did we make that statement?
I did.
Oh, you did?
No,
okay.
because Kentucky's very involved right now in the marijuana industry.
And hemp industry.
And the hemp industry. They are totally getting on board with legalization and very soon. So, there was a little bit of truth behind that statement. It wasn't just a blanket statement, he had to be here for drugs. There's probably business reasons he was here. Legitimate ones based on what he's trying to create there. But I don't know, because I don't know the guy. But I'm just making that assumption, which, yes, would be considered profiling.
Touche.
Well, we're all guilty of it to some degree. And in a way, I'm kind of glad that the Sheriff's Department is looking at people. Mm-hmm. I agree with you. I hate to be pulled over, and sometimes they're just way out of line in how they go about their jobs. But it is a tough job. and I wouldn't want to do it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I respect all the law enforcement officers, but I just want to make sure that our rights are being protected.
Right.
Yeah,
and every time one of those stops ends up and they take some meth off the street or a bad guy or weapons or something like that, I'm happy.
Yeah, no, they've had some really good busts too. That's for sure.
And I don't think anybody has their rights stepped on more than a 2-time felon. And personally, I don't care.
Yeah. If you're that far along. Okay, good point.
Have a wonderful Thanksgiving, okay?
Thank you, sir. You too. Enjoy. Yeah. Hello, caller. You're on the air.
Hey, profiling. I would be a terrible...
Oh, shoot. There you are.
Yeah. Because I can tell by the way you pull up and refuel your vehicle at a gasoline station whether you're spun on meth or not.
Yeah.
And and when they move in, it's amazing. They talk about the degradation of these big grows or even those major medicinal growers. But yet, when you purchase the land for vineyards, you get an automatic free zone to clear cut on slopes over 40 degrees.
Yeah, exactly.
Which you're not supposed to be able to do.
They're raping our land daily with these vineyards.
Yeah, it's just like suddenly you say vineyards and they go, oh, okay, do what you want. Cut it all out, scrape it dry, pull out all the boulders, dig down deep, furrow, trench, go down deep, disturb the water table. What is this free license when you say vineyards? And they go, oh, cool.
Right. Oh, well, there was a story that came out recently that the Wine Alliance got a little upset with our so-called community development director because he showed up at a party that they gave, and there was all of a sudden the building it was in hadn't been permitted, and they were like, he was like, "Where's your permits?" And they're like, "Well, didn't you always look the other way before? Why are you looking for them now?" So they're a little disgusted. Alan, I'm going to take you off because your phone is getting crazy.
And once again, some people have to have their medicine grown for them, just like their tomatoes and potatoes and corn.
Exactly.
Why are they missing this beat? See you December 10th, but it should be earlier.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of strategies being planned. You'll just keep an eye on the magazine. We'll keep you updated.
Odd Fellows Hall. We'll be having some meetings before this. You can bet on that.
Okay, that sounds good. All right, talk to you soon. Peace. Hello, you're on the air.
Oh, ow.
I guess you're off the air. Sorry about that. Okay, we're going to have to take a quick break. You're listening to KPFZ 88.1 FM in Lakeport. I'm beautiful downtown Lakeport. Hello, where am I again?
Coffee.
And all around the lake. Yeah, I haven't had my second cup yet. Sorry, folks. So anyway, we'll be back in a flash, and we'll continue our discussions. We've got several other hot topics, and Betsy Kahn should be in here pretty soon as well. Stand by.
KPFZ is grateful for the generous underwriting support of Watershed Books. Located on Main Street in Lakeport, Watershed Books stocks a wide variety of new, used, vintage, and rare books of all genres. If they don't have it, they'll get it, offering special orders, book searches, and free shipping within Lake County. Authors studios, book signings, and children's story hours are regular events at Watershed and often feature local writers. Watershed Books is open every day except Sunday, with extended hours Thursday evenings.
Good vibes, we're bringing on the good vibes. Now, don't judge a book by the cover. People take a look at the world and discover that beauty is a word that I think of when I see different colors of the skin, and I'll rejoice and sing for them. Oh no, 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 the hatred keeps building up. Yeah, oh no, no, no. always got a picture of a man. They say I'm supposed to hate so great. Just another stereotype to make. Oh no, no, no. The hatred keeps building up. Yeah, oh no, no, no. The tension keeps on building up. Yeah, oh no, no, no. The hatred keeps building up. Yeah, oh no, no, no. The racism is killing us. Too many times that I've seen the wrong signs. Back up with your hatred in life, 'cause we're bringing only good vibes. We're bringing only good vibes. Too many times that I've seen the wrong signs. Empty out your hatred in life. We're bringing only good vibes. Bringing only good vibes.
Hey, me tell you, ease the tension. Burn out the bad vibes, you know. As we all know, mankind still got over. If it was a life or a die world, we all would be blind by now. Love is the key and my heart is my own. If we are connected by no fingers, let's start with telling a lie. We speak of love, no fall, but every day we fight. The birds fly high, no trees to stop by. Man-made mountains stand up to the sky. Too much pollution in the mind. 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 Too much pollution in the mind.
Too much pollution in your mind, folks. Get that pollution out of there now. It's time for good vibes.
Is that the new term? Pollution in my mind?
Yeah, exactly. That is Revolution. They're going to be performing at the Emerald Cup and featuring Lutan Fyah. And the name of that song is called Good Vibes. Yeah, good song, good song. Emerald Cup is happening on December 14th and 15th. They are going to feature Jefferson Starship, Canned Heat, Big Brother and the Holding Company, John Trudell and Bad Dog, Revolution, and Thrive. In a 2-day lineup, folks. This is going to be stellar. Not to mention the fact that this is the largest outdoor grown organic competition in, as far as I know, the world, and the longest running. I think this is their 10th year and 10th anniversary. And so if you get a chance, it's going to be at the Sonoma County Fairgrounds. For those 2 days, December 14th and 15th, it's going to be amazing. That's down in Santa Rosa. So we're very proud of them. We've watched them go from Area 101, the little tiny building, up to the Mateel Center up in Humboldt, and now they are finally in the big time here at the big fairgrounds. So if you get a chance to go down there, it should be an experience like no other. And with the kind of music lineup that they've got, it's just going to be amazing. So please come on and get down there and enjoy the Emerald Cup this year. It's going to be awesome. Well, Revolution themselves is worth going down for, so it's a good thing. So yeah, welcome back.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Where was I?
I know you had to make your run.
Well, yeah, happens when you get old. Yeah. Do you see there's a new patch that's over the counter that you can buy at any pharmacy, drugstore?
Yes. I think I need one of those.
Unfortunately, it's only for females. I don't know what happened to us guys.
I'm going to get mine.
Is this TMI or whatever they call it?
I think that's what it's called. Little TMI.
Okay, never mind.
So.
All right. So where are we?
Website's still down.
Yeah.
Sorry, folks. Yeah. Hate to disappoint you. We've had a couple people message and say, what's up or what's down.
So people actually do read our website.
Yeah, they're doing updates and upgrades and all that good stuff. So we don't know when it'll be back up because they forgot to tell us they were doing it.
They should have had a mirror site. So
that would have been really nice and smart.
About that.
So anyway, we're just not available today, I guess. Unfortunately.
Yeah. So, all right.
What else on your list?
Oh, I got lots of things, but you want to go on
but we got a caller, so let's go there. Hello, you're on the air.
It's me, Mojave Robbie, now that I moved this way.
Okay.
Whatever, dude.
When I visit the Yucatan, I used to get grouper and snapper there and send to Florida for the restaurants. They had a Department of Tourism, and anytime there was a problem, you call them, and they would have a heavy political effect, like the city manager.
Right. Yeah, that's good.
they need to have something here, like it's an oversight board, but also a Department of Tourism.
We don't have anything that has any power.
I think that's here is called the chamber.
We don't really have any power. There's no agency that really has any power over the board or the planning or any of the bureaucrats of the government.
That's too bad. I'm fixing to win that contest, and I could bring all kind of tourism, but I'm going to have to say I'm the last outside crop there ever was in the county. Wait, you'll see, I am. I'm serious. Okay, good day.
Excellent. Okay, sweetie, bye.
Just never know what's going to happen.
Love our callers. They're always keeping us on our toes.
They are.
Yes, so next subject. Go ahead and
start on the big one.
No, well,
we want to wait a few minutes. All right, we are going to talk about the lake tax. We're just seeing if our guests arise, so we have a intellectual conversation.
Until 10:30, and then you can use the last half hour for that.
All right.
All right, and that way just block it out.
All right. So be patient, Phil.
Right.
All right. What else is on my list? We are expanding our offices.
Oh, we are.
We are, aren't we?
Oh, yes, we are.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. I keep seeing the phone ringing out of the corner of my eye, but it's really not, so I'm hallucinating, I guess. Okay, so yes, we got a new space next to our current office in Lower Lake. We are expanding into the offices next door, which used to be Farmers Insurance, and now is a beautiful open space that can take a studio that will allow us to produce audience-based programming and content for local broadcast. Possibly on PEG if we can work an agreement out with them, but without PEG for sure, even on our high-def streaming site, and we are going to actually be creating a Roku channel.
Yes.
And those that aren't familiar with Roku is a little box you can get anywhere from $49 to $100, and you can access thousands and thousands and thousands of channels for free. I think it's an unlimited number of channels, including PEG channels from around the country, and also
the news stations,
PBS and
Russia
ABC,
Today, and Al Jazeera's, and
Free Speech TV, Democracy Now, all the major networks, and Smithsonian, National Geographic, and all that kind of stuff is available. Plus, if you get a Netflix subscription, that's only a few dollars a month, and then you end up with all your access to all your top-run movies and top-run TV shows, in addition to having thousands and thousands of unbelievable content available at your fingertips at no charge. So it's a great opportunity to get into some kind of a broadcast network, and we're going to have that channel available for people here. All you have to do is invest in the box, and then everything will be free. And it is an internet-based service. It's a wireless service, so you'd want to be able to
have reasonable download
good
speed.
Internet, exactly. So what we recommend is people, get their internet from MediaCom and then get the basic level of service, so that way you can get Channel 8 and you can have all the rest of the channels that you probably do want. So that's our latest venture. Let's see if it gets into reality.
Yes, and we're going to have room. I'm going to start doing some seminars,
workshops and seminars.
And
absolutely,
stuff like that.
That's really going to be exciting. And we'll have a place also for people for meeting space and band rehearsals, and it's a big open space, so we can access it for a lot of different purposes. That's another thing that's very exciting. So that's at our current offices down in Lower Lake, so watch for the new announcements as we get things developed. Working with the Producers Guild too, the Lake County Producers Guild, TV Producers Guild, and it's really nice to see a group of people come together that are willing to work together and put their dues towards a good common cause, and they're helping to keep that office space running. So we're real happy about that, and we appreciate all their support. Anything else on that?
You're doing another free seminar or speech.
I am. That's right. Lucerne Alpine Senior Center on, let me just get the calendar, make sure I'm giving the correct date. I'm pretty sure it's December 7th. Yes, December 7th at 2 p.m. at the Lucerne Alpine Senior Center. I will be presenting my second climate reality presentation. The first one was for the Green Party, and I appreciate their patience and support on that. They were kind of like my guinea pigs. They paid a high price too.
Oh, yeah.
I promise this one will be shorter and much more to the point. So that'll be at the Lucerne Alpine Senior Center on Saturday, December 7th at 2 p.m. And it'll be about a 2-hour presentation with questions and answers included in that, hopefully. So come on out. It's free. And it's going to be hopefully very enlightening and interesting. I know the people that witnessed it last time were happy with what we presented. So you should be able to get some good information laid down. And again, I called and invited Jim Steele yesterday. So I hope that he comes out to hear me, because I'd love to have him critique what information we're presenting with his information that he's gathered. Great minds should always collaborate and get together. Not to say I'm a great mind, but I'm using someone else's great mind's work so we can make a better product. So hopefully everybody come on out and we'll have some fun and have a good little presentation there on climate reality. Next.
That's really all I got, except for the latex.
Except for the latex?
Yeah.
Okay. So why don't we go ahead and jump into that? Like I said, we were hoping to have Betsy Kahn here. I guess she got caught up. She does a Wednesday meeting over in the courthouse, and it may have gotten extended longer than she expected. Right. So we will just go ahead right now and
we'll start the overview.
Overview.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I want to let everyone know that we did invite Scott DeLeon to be on the show this morning. He did get back to us yesterday afternoon via voicemail, and he's happy to come in and discuss the lake tax issue. Unfortunately, his schedule prohibited him from being here today or next week, but we have him tentatively scheduled 2 weeks from today to be on our show. So we're going to reopen up this discussion with him present, because he's the one that basically wrote the ordinance. And the
is writing the ordinance. I think it's still in flux as
well.
Far
It is. They're doing another rewriting of it, and then of course it turns into a measure that we're going to be voting on in June or November, whatever it might be. And so it'd be nice to have his input and his side of the story on this. So today I have a few questions. First of all, I want to admit that Mr. Phil Murphy brought a lot of this to my attention way before a lot of public even knew it existed, I think. And so some of my comments are coming from what Phil's comments were, plus some of my own. So we're going to just address these. So if Phil's listening, he's more than welcome to call in and reiterate or add additional information to this ordinance. And I'll be the first one to tell you, folks, that I am not close to being knowledgeable or an expert in this area, so I'm just using some common sense as a citizen here in reviewing this ordinance/measure. Some questions I have in regards to it. I think overall, we all agree that something needs to be done with the lake. The problem is no one, and I repeat, no one, I don't care if you're a scientist, I don't care if you're a politician, I don't care if you just spent years and years of expertise and knowledge on the subject, I don't think anyone has a set answer to the problem. Is it nature? Is it man-made? Is it weather climate? I mean, I don't think anyone has a specific answer, including some of the satellite photos that we've paid dearly for. I don't think they provided answers to this problem. So, anyway, be it as may, here are some of my comments regarding this ordinance, or questions I actually should say. First of all, they are wanting to have a 0.5% increase in our sales tax, just like last time that was voted down. I am personally not sure if a 0.5 cent's required, maybe a 1/4 cent. The reason I state that is that they're looking at generating $2.5 million, I believe it is, each year in additional sales tax revenues off this 0.5% increase. In looking at the ordinance/measure, and this is coming from my accounting background, is when I see big rounded off numbers, i.e. 100,000, 250,000, 300,000, that tells me that there's been no direct buildup to arrive at those numbers. So my question is, did the powers to be say we need $2.5 million. Do we want just to add a 0.5 cent sales tax increase and then back into that number? Or have they actually generated a buildup or a plan to substantiate those numbers? And again, based on my experience, when I see big rounded numbers, that tells me, well, let's raise this amount of money and then let's figure out how we can spend it. And that's something I'm
And that's
concerned
exactly
about.
what was happening with Measure H, too. It was the same concept.
Right. So now I do understand from other reliable sources that there are some mandatory things we as a county have to do in regards to the lake based on the transfer of ownership or whatever the case may be. Again, I'm not the expert in this area. That's why I wanted Scott here. But it appears that we do need some additional funding to implement the mandatory requirements that we have to adhere to in monitoring and taking care of the lake. So I'm not saying this measure is wrong or right at this point, because I know we have certain mandatory things. Okay, let's move on here. Some of the comments is, do we actually understand the need for funding for the mandatory compliance? What are the compliance issues, and what is the actual hard cost involved? Right now, they're allocating $275,000 to monitor the water quality. They're calling it a water quality monitoring program. That includes $100,000 for stream monitoring, $145,000 for monitoring the nutrients and cyanobacteria, and another $30,000 for lake sediment monitoring. I think some of that might be the mandatory requirements. Let's see, I'm just going through my notes here, so bear with me. They want $250,000 for the Burns Valley Creek buildup and removal of sediment. That's something brand new to their ideas of how to improve the lake quality. We got $100,000 allocated to water quality project for the Clear Lake Keys. Again, is another new idea. How did they arrive at this number? Questions are, how effective are these programs going to be? What is the actual cost of the equipment that's going to be required? They want to start monitoring all the ramps that go into the lake. How can they monitor private ramps? I mean, I don't want them coming on my private property. They don't have a right to do that. Can they implement some type of zoning requirement that if you have a ramp that you have to do certain things? I don't know. But they're saying it's going to cost them about $1 million each year for 2 years to put this necessary equipment in. Well, the question now is, after in the third year and continuous, what happens to that $1 million that's been allocated? Does it stay in the fund? Does it allocate to other projects? Can the sales tax be reduced once the mandatory equipment or required equipment is in place? They're not going to need $1 million a year to replace that equipment if it's only 1 or 2 years old. So my question here is, what happens with the excess funds? This is not addressed within the ordinance and measure. So that's another concern I have. They got $400,000 for the Middle Creek Marsh Restoration Project. That's a mouthful. That's supposed to have matching funds. Where are they coming from? To what dollar amount? What is the matching requirement here? Can those funds be used elsewhere? Those things are not addressed or answered within the ordinance measure. Let me see. The Quagga Mussel Prevention Program, that's $1 million. This amount would fund the development of mechanical ramp controls at approximately 1/2 of the public access ramps around the county in the first year, with the remaining ramps to be modified in the second year. Once again, this is for the public access ramps, not the private ones. What's the good, and this is just me as my personal opinion, not knowing anything about this stuff, if you can't control private ramps, do you really think controlling public grants is going to do that much good? Seriously? I mean, if people come up here, they usually get to meet other people, and sometimes they use...
Well, a lot of these are people that come from other areas for the weekends and stuff, so yeah, that's a big problem.
And $1 million a year, well, what is the actual cost? We have that's fine, but let me just finish this last comment.
That's why I want to know if we could just take a little
that's fine.
break.
I mean, the question here is, I'm not seeing any substantial build up to these numbers, and this is why I want Scott here, because $1 million is a hell of a lot of money, folks. and they're asking for $2.5 million per year. Is it really necessary to have that much money? Can a 0.25% sales tax increase substantiate or give us the requirements for the same projects? I just don't trust politicians, as you all know, and I don't think any of you guys do either. And I'm sorry, this is a state of fact. I don't trust Obama. I don't trust our senators. Our congressmen. I don't care who you are. I don't trust them. They're in it for one reason, and it's not to help the public. So why do we need so much money? I want to see the cost buildup of each one of these programs. What is have they got bids out for this equipment? Do they know what's going to cost to maintain this equipment? What is the warranty period? What is the actual hard cost to put this stuff in place, and how much is fluff? Because we can't afford fluff in this county. Caller, I'm ready for that.
You ready for that, caller?
Yes.
Okay. Hello, you're on the air.
Boy, you just about nailed it for me.
Well, thank you.
None of the stuff matters if they can't keep the quagga muscle out. If that's not the first thing to do, then it doesn't make any difference what else you do, And I've been saying for a long time, there's a whole lot of holes in this jug. It's really going to be a tough thing because people are going to want to keep their private ramps.
Private.
But, in Tahoe, there's a $5,000 fine for letting someone else use your ramp.
That's not properly licensed or whatever. I'm asking.
For any reason, without any permission. And then also the ramp, not only does the person that owns the ramp get fined, but the person that used the ramp gets fined $5,000.
I mean, I would have no problem if they said anyone who has a private ramp that authorizes entry into the lake of vessels should have to meet the same compliance requirements to make sure that they have the proper stickers. Now, the question is,
a commercial outfit at that point, and you have to do the inspection.
Well, I don't think a private homeowner should do the inspection. They say if you don't have a sticker, that you can't use my ramp. Period. And if you do and if the owner authorizes that without the muscles of the sticker, then he or she could be fined. That I can understand. The question is, who's going to monitor that? It's almost a honor system.
In Tahoe, they've actually paid for that position, but there's a huge tax base there. And
well, the other thing is, and I'm one of these libertarian type people where I'm sorry, if it's my private land, get the hell off. I don't want some inspector coming on my land to see if my boat is tagged or not. You can just get the hell off my property right now, dude.
Yeah, good for you. That I agree. But you know what? If somebody, if you were threatened with a $5,000 fine if someone just used your ramp, you would lock it up.
Well, what I would do is anyone used my. Well, yeah, you're right. You could put first of all, no one's going to come on my private land.
Right, you're going to lock it up anyway.
Absolutely.
So that's not going to affect you or me. I would lock my ramp anyway.
Yes. Well, I don't have a ramp, but if I did, I would.
That's correct. But this would encourage the rest of the people that are a little blasé about it to have a lock across their ramp, which is probably a good idea for liability, if nothing else.
Well, definitely for liability, personal liability, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All
absolutely. Right, well, I didn't want to call in and hog the line.
You can. That's cool. I hog the air, too, so what the hell. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take
care. Right,
hey, happy Thanksgiving.
Anyone else?
Yes.
Cool.
Hello, you're on the air.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, here's the deal.
Okay.
This is Mike Dunlap, and I'll tell everybody who I am.
Hey, Mike.
Thank
why
you.
I'm saying what I'm saying. I own a piece of property on the lake, and that's mine. But the lake isn't mine.
Right.
The lake belongs to the people of the state of California, and the county has accepted the responsibility for protecting the lake. So, Can the county pass an ordinance that says that, I can't let an uninspected vessel off of my property into the lake? Yes.
Absolutely. I agree with that. Absolutely.
Okay. So, this came up a couple years back when there was a proposed ordinance, and the wording was such that it said that I couldn't let anybody launch off of my ramp.
No,
and I protested and said, that doesn't make any sense at all. I have a nice ramp, and I got neighbors that I would certainly let use my ramp. But when that ordinance went away, it never came back. It didn't come back in a corrected form, and so it never got supported, and it never went anywhere. Now we're talking about, what I refer to as the son of Sam tax measure.
Mm-hmm.
And we got the same issues. We're not having any planning associated with it. I think, Pete, you're spot on that they just said let's pass this tax measure. How much money would that raise? Let's
and just allocate
make up some numbers on how much we would spend doing what where. If you take $1 million, they just did a survey of the number of ramps on the lake. Okay,
mm-hmm.
and they're saying that there's 22 public ones. That doesn't include the resorts. That's actual city, county, or state
correct
owned and operated ramps. So if they're talking about spending $1 million a year for the first 2 years in each of the first 2 years,
right,
for quote equipment,
yep,
that's $90,000 a year.
I mean, per ramp.
Sorry, $90,000 a ramp.
Right.
Because you're only talking about 11 ramps. And, in round numbers...
You're right on the money. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And that may not be an unreasonable number, depending on what they're talking about spending the money on. If you're talking about putting in a gate, okay, well, a gate doesn't cost $90,000. But if you're talking about putting in a gate and hiring somebody to open and close that gate and do the inspections, then, $90,000 is probably a pretty reasonable number.
Actually, probably a lowball number.
Well, we don't have to necessarily, have somebody making as much as one of the members of the Board of Supervisors to open and close a gate.
No, my understanding, and I could be totally off base on this because this does hearsay, is that this is some type of automated system. Maybe it's a scanner.
Oh, well, that's going to help a lot, isn't it? An automated system.
Again, this is just my interpretation.
What is the first thing that people are going to do to an automated system? They're going to figure out how to scam it.
Of course. Because I don't think we can afford. Well, I don't think they would use manual labor to monitor this, because you'd have to have X amount of 1.5 employees per ramp site.
But see, that's exactly what they do at Tahoe.
Okay.
And that's the proven system,
Well, this is why I wanted Scott on the air so he could explain this to us, because I don't know.
Is he here?
Because he'll be here in 2 weeks. He's going to be here in 2 weeks. He had commitments to this Wednesday and next Wednesday, and he did return our calls. And I want to give him full credit for replying and saying, yes, I'll be happy to appear on the radio show and explain this. So it's going to have to be in 2 weeks.
Okay.
So please call back at that time, too, and listen.
You might want to even come sit in with us.
The Board of Supervisors is going to take this up and pass this thing and put it on the ballot.
Yes.
December 17th, right?
Yes.
So if Scott's going to be there in 2 weeks.
That's the, that's 14, that's, hang on, I'll tell you. Sorry, my mind doesn't work well sometimes.
Yeah, well,
it'll be on the 11th.
There you go.
And I understand what you're saying, Mike, but, at least he replied and he's willing to.
I understand.
Matter of fact, if you would like to show up on that same show and we have a nice, quiet, professional debate on the issue, I'd entertain you coming on here with us.
Okay. Well, I'll talk to you guys off the air
That's fine.
about it.
All right.
All right, good.
So,
I'm already one of the bad guys. So
so am I sometimes. But we got to stick together.
There you go.
Join the club. See you, Mike.
Right.
Thank you, sir, for your comments.
Again, more knowledgeable people.
Yeah, again, and I know I'm not an expert in this area, but I can raise questions. And here's another question I'm going to raise, folks. There's no in this ordinance / measure, exactly like the one that was defeated last time, there is a 1% allocation to auditing and administrative cost. Okay. And I'm going to ad-lib here, so if I don't use the right terminology, for those of you guys who know the real stuff here, don't yell at me too loud. I can take criticism. And this is the real financial conservative coming out in me now, folks. They're projecting $2.5 million in annual tax revenue. Last time I checked my calculator, 1% of 2.5 million is $250,000 per annum per year. 250,000. I don't know what the local accountant CPAs charge for doing an audit, but I can tell you now, it ain't $150,000. It's not $100,000. It's not $50,000. Maybe $10,000, depending upon how much time and how many people are involved. So why do we need and I have to admit, it's up to 1% of the revenues are going to be allocated toward admin costs. Now, if you read this ordinance/measure, it states that the comptroller or the auditor controller, whatever the title is in this county, that funds are available for them to use in any way they need to for admin and auditing costs for this ordinance measure. What happens to those dollars? If they spend $250,000 a year on this ordinance for auditing purposes, then we need to have a mutiny.
I agree.
And I don't mean overthrow the government, folks. I want to say that because this is public radio. But we have to really say, dude, you're all fired, because that's asinine.
Absolutely.
We have a caller here?
Yep.
So let me finish my comment here, and then we go on. So I understand, why can't we make this a dollar amount limit? Why do we have to use pro formas templates that the Board of Equalization uses and approves that says you can use up to 1%. Why can't we say they can have $50,000 a year or less, or $25,000 a year or less? Why 1% of all this massive revenues? Because first of all, it doesn't say it has to be an outside audit. It could be an internal audit by the auditor controller's office. With all due respect, folks, this is a heck of a lot of money coming in, and we know the abuses that have occurred in the past. Why do we want an internal audit? This ordinance should stipulate we want an outside third-party audit by a recognized CPA firm that has no affiliation, relationships, or anything else to do with any people involved in our county government, so we can have a true audit of the numbers. And we don't need $250,000. Caller, go for it.
Hi, caller, you're on the air.
Hi. This I'm humbled and honored to say is fellow programmer Willow Oak.
Hi.
Hello, madame. Happy Thanksgiving.
Oh, that's what I was calling you about. I hope you have a wonderful day off. And I wondered if you had room for a lonely goat.
Oh, my gosh. You're the second person this week that's offered.
Are you referring to a real goat?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about me.
Well, I didn't know you were a Capricorn.
No, I'm not. I'm Pisces.
Oh,
but I've been called an old goat many times.
Oh, well, I think you have wonderful ideas, and since I don't understand taxes and regard money as a banking chit and just kind of ignore it all, I'm glad you're out there keeping track of it.
Thank you.
Somebody's got to do it.
Oh, I know. Well, I have the problem that's like dyslexia, only it's that numbers don't sit still.
Okay.
But and let me be serious for a second. I thank you for your comments, and we'll talk about the old goat off the air maybe. But numbers. This isn't taxation. This is common sense language,
right,
where we need to address the real issues at hand and not just assume that whatever ordinance is being written and the language within it is automatically the saving grace of our county here.
Oh,
and we are
I never make that assumption
in
my life.
I know, and we are a very poor county.
I know that.
And I know, no, I'm repeating the obvious here. So when you look at these numbers and understand what I'm trying to communicate, is not that difficult. All I'm saying is, do we need to have a percentage of revenues?
No.
Or can't we just say, give me a fixed dollar amount that they can spend up to? Because there are administrative costs.
I like that idea.
Thank you.
Clap, 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 clap.
So don't underestimate your intelligence and your capability of understanding these numbers, because they're not hard. And I know you're a very bright individual.
Oh, I am, yes. But I had to take 2 semesters in college of arithmetic so I could get the idea of two-dimensional numbers.
Well, remember, if I'm without my computer, I'm useless. So.
Oh, well, I never use computers.
So then you're better off than I am.
I have a lot of books, though.
Oh, I love good books. So, anyway,
have a lovely week.
You too. Thank you so much.
Talk to you next after the holidays.
Thank
Happy
you.
Thanksgiving. Hello, you're on the air.
Hola. Hello. ¿Cómo está?
Hello. Hello, can you hear us?
Yeah, the reason I'm calling, just a little bit of clarification on the administrative costs.
Yes.
You mentioned.
Yeah.
You said it was 1% of 2.5 million.
Yes.
My math is that's not $250,000 a year. That's 25,000 a year, which seems a little more reasonable. And I'm not saying I agree with
that. Doesn't sound like enough, though.
Yeah, that seems a little low again, but
hang on. Let me get my calculator out here because I do make mistakes. And I'm the first one to tell you I make mistakes.
I just wanted to put the right information out there if that's correct.
Okay, I got my calculator in hand here. 2.5121230. So that's 2.5 times 0.01 equals. Darn, you're right.
Okay.
I apologize. You're absolutely right.
Pete, the tax guy, got the numbers wrong. Shame on you.
2.5 million, 10% of 2.5. No, you know something? You're absolutely right.
Okay, cool.
I apologize to everyone listening.
Thanks for spanking him, caller.
Not necessarily agreeing that we need another tax, but just,
get the numbers right.
$25,000 is a lot more reasonable for an administrative.
Well, $25,000, yeah, I have no problem with $25,000.
No, that's fine. That's perfect. Yeah.
That's for $250,000.
Thank you. We appreciate that. I'm glad somebody's paying attention.
See, folks, I do make mistakes, and I just got chided, and I admit it.
Give you a spanking when we get home.
Oh, promise?
Hello, you're on the air.
Pete, it sounds like you're about 1 cup of coffee short this morning.
Yeah, I am. I wish someone, for some reason, I was looking through these notes last night and then last week when I got them all, and I just 1% of 2.5 million is. Anyway, so obviously I need to use my computer more often.
Yeah, I was really wondering about that myself. Yeah. But the rest of your points were, I think, really good because I think you hit the main thing there. Oh, can you hang up the other line, please?
Sorry.
A problem I have with this thing as far as the numbers go is that they're using sales tax revenue figures from probably the lowest point of the recession. So they're starting with a lowball number, and then they are not allowing at all for any inflation. And with inflation typically running at somewhere around 2%, you spread that out over 10 years, and you've got 20%. So if you factor in all that stuff, they're probably going to raise somewhere closer to $30 million rather than the $24 million that they're talking about over 10 years. And the real problem comes into play when you look at their expenditure plan, and they can't even account for half of that.
Well, that's you're absolutely spot on with that, and that's why I was hoping Scott, and he will be here, as I said, in a couple of weeks to discuss how all these numbers are arrived at, because there's way too much money being raised, and that's why I want to address the issue of maybe reducing the tax down to a quarter percent.
Yeah, that's something they didn't even consider. And then some of the other stuff on the expenditure plan, they should have known that it absolutely wouldn't fly. Like they have $25,000 a year slated for algae mitigation.
Right.
And they know that the city of Clear Lake isn't going to go for that. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And then they're going to spend $350,000 cutting weeds in front of the homes of the rich people that live along the shoreline.
Nice and include areas in Nice and Lucerne as a states here.
Yeah, and by the way, the mechanical ramp controls that they are contemplating using are the type that would use a barcode and scanner.
So I was right on. Okay, I was right on that then. Good.
Yeah, and something that's really
consider nominations from these 11 special interest groups. Not necessarily special interests. City of Clear Lake and the City of Lakeport. Clear Lake Advisory Committee. Fish and Wildlife Advisory Committee. Lake County Invasive Species Council. Lake County Chamber of Commerce. Clear Lake Chamber of Commerce. Lake County Board of Realtors. Lake County Farm Bureau. Lake County Tribes, and the Sierra Club. So all 11 positions of the Oversight Committee are going to be filled by all 11 of these organizations. There's absolutely no room for a individual citizen who may be knowledgeable and actually has some expertise to participate in the Oversight Committee. So basically, in my opinion only, that the powers to be, our lovely elected officials governing this county, gave instructions to staff to ensure that their friends are being, and their business relationships are going into the committees to make sure that they can spend the money as outlined in this ordinance. That in combination, that there is no requirement for an outside independent audit, that the auditor controller of this county can perform her own audit on the use of these funds. And this is something that was brought to my attention yesterday, and this tells you that I'm still learning this whole political and county workings. It's that department heads are at-will employees. At-will employees, for those who do not know, because I had to kind of figure it out myself, means that they are not contracted. They are not part of the government civil service union, or whatever it may be called here. That they can be hired and fired at will. So if you're a department head and you will report directly to the Board of Supervisors, even though you work for the county citizens, that if you don't listen to your boss, they can say, you're not listening to us or you're fired. And they have no recourse. So when you have people like Rick Coel and other department heads, you maybe understand why they speak the language of the board, is because they don't want to lose their job. And that influences their decisions and influences how they do their job and their responsibilities. So, you guys think about that for a second.
And we'll take a call. Hello, you're on the air.
Hi, it's me again.
Yeah.
You're just running like a mob or a mafia or a big gang, and the gathered consensus without any of we the people.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's it.
It's like the United Corporate States of America, and they just follow the perfect example, and now it's very bad.
Right, exactly. All right. Thanks for that thought. Hello, you're on the air.
Hey, Terry and Pete. This is Bonnie and Lucerne.
Hi, Bonnie.
How you doing?
Good. How are you? Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Turkey Day to you. Well, we're going to have a big one over in Lucerne.
That's what I heard. Can you tell people about that? Because I've been trying to get like a list of places, and I haven't been able to pull it together yet.
Okay, well, here's the list I know of the North Shore. We have one over in the Fellowship Hall at Upper Lake from noon to 2.
At Oddfellows.
At the Oddfellows, right. Okay, and then over in Lucerne, there's going to be the Rock of Ages Church is going to have one at the gazebo.
Oh, at the outside? Okay.
At the Alpine Park.
Nice.
And then there's going to be the Lucerne Alpine Senior Center is going to be going from noon to 4. And
excellent.
They're cooking up meals for 500 people.
See, isn't that wonderful? I love our community.
Great.
And Lakeport, I understand, also has a free dinner. I'm not sure where, though, if somebody can call in. So it sounds like there's stuff happening all around the lake. So thank you, everyone. Thank you to everyone that's participating.
Only to my point, though, cronyism is alive and well on Lake County.
Oh, yeah.
That's quite obvious. And who else but Rick Cruel to write it up?
Yep, that's it.
The only I want to talk with someone off the air. Do you have my 349 number?
I don't. My phone got messed up. Is there any way you can email it to me? Because
unfortunately, I'm without connectivity. But I got
How about text?
I got to get
it
to you that you got to see.
Text it to me. I do have my phone. It's been lost for days, but I did get it back.
Do you? Are you willing to give that number over the air?
No, I thought you had that. You're supposed to have that, or you can leave it on the machine.
I'll tell you what. I'll give you mine if you have a pen handy.
I got one.
Okay, Pete.
349. 349.
Right.
1610.
Got it.
And I got a file I can multimedia send to you, and I've also got it ready. I could sneaker net it to you if need be. But it's a logo I think we can use for a campaign against these folks on December 10th. That might be useful. It's kind of a counterpoint to their wearing the little stickers with the banned pot period.
Oh yeah, we should have a little sticker of our own. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I got a perfect compliment to that.
Excellent.
It's kind of a swastika using the idea that Ewald came up with last week about the Nazi. I put that into the swastika, Nazi everywhere. And then it's got the red
no Nazi
red circle with a line through it showing no Nazis.
I love it.
And then I put Prop 215 is law in it.
Oh, that sounds awesome. We should get some of those printed up.
So you're welcome to run with it if you want to.
Okay, email it to me so I can get the graphic, and then we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, so give me a call up here. I'll see you, and I'll go ahead and we'll talk about it.
Okay, thanks so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hello, you're on the air.
Well, I just want to point out that if you do determine, and it's not going to be that difficult, that people in the government of this little county do have some of them have a conflict of interest, to say the least. Where do we take it? What do we do with it? I mean, we don't have any, besides this venting place on the radio, there is no standing, even loose group of people who would publish their findings or put it on the internet. At least it goes for me from one, screen to another. I think that we have to create an opposition to what is going on. I mean, standing opposition, not just beer talk.
Well, as I've said over the last few shows, that we have some very faithful listeners to our show and to KPFZ in general, and those people do care and do voice their opinion. What we have to do is get other people who do care but who do not voice their opinion to speak up, and that's by calling and emailing the supervisors, by being more vocal in the public commentary sections, and to consistently voice their opinions. And these have to be people who are registered to vote, so they can voice their opinion at the polls. The only way,
I agree.
The only way we get these people to take notice of us is by voting, because they don't. Obviously, they don't care.
Well, that's true, but it has to have we have to have precondition for voting. People have to be informed.
Well, that's what we're here to do, and that's why each individual who listens to this program and KPFZ programs has to tell their neighbors and their friends and their relatives and people they see, hey, are you registered to vote? If not, you need to, because we need to take control of our government.
Well, I don't know if that's enough. I think there has to be something in black and white, which is hanging over their heads every day. Because people don't have people are not truly interested until it personally affects them daily, and they don't realize that they can have a better way of doing things. And I don't want to criticize. I want to basically change things. That's all. I mean, we do have a supervisor who shouldn't be voting on issues related to marijuana, in my opinion, definitely.
Right. Milos, I don't want to cut you short, but we're out of time. We got one more caller to squeeze in.
No.
Thank you. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Take care. Hello, you're on the air very quickly.
Hi there. I just have a quick comment. Listen, there's been, I just have one that I cut out of, just to cut it out. About a year ago, I cut an article out of the paper that referred to appellate court decisions overseeing and with regard to growing the pot. And what we have to do, and if what's his name, Ron Green and the other people, is all we have to organize all of these appellate court decisions, legal decisions, and present those to the board. Now, this arguing back and forth is not going to do it.
I agree. I agree. And that's what there is actually a group that's organizing right now just for that. So hopefully they will come through with what we need to do to make it happen right. We've got to go, though. Thank you so much.
Okay.
All right. Take care. I'm sorry, we got another caller. If you want to keep ringing in, we'll try to take your call off the air. But we are done for today. I'm sorry.
That was way too quick.
I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. We will not be here for the next 2 weeks because Christmas.
No.
I'm sorry.
God, where
we'll
are
be
you
here
at?
next week. I'm already into Christmas.
No
what
way,
can I
Jose.
say? Anyway, we'll be back next week. So we will be happy to continue this discussion then. This is Terry Larson.
And Pete the Tax Guy.
And we thank you and wish you all a very wonderful holiday tomorrow. Give thanks for everything you've got because we are all have to be very thankful for everything. Have a great, great week.
And if you have to drive, please be safe. Think of your fellow drivers on the road.
Here's a little Mendo dope for you. Good night.
Another bombshell. Yes, J. Ross, Mendo dope, and President Brown come to make the fire blaze. Spreading more love and more life always. Big up people worldwide.
No matter what they say, gonna keep living our way. And no matter what they do, we keep speaking the truth. Even after all we've been through, you know what we gonna do. We always stand strong, yeah. Pushing on and on, and every day we're faced with trials and tribulations. We can make it out through any situation. Try and have more patience. Be careful with your statements. Words carry weight and resonate vibrations. Keep it positive. We're living in a meantime. It's crucial that we try and find some more love in our lives. Every day we get confronted with their bad vibes, so we must decide to make a change in our own minds. Always stay persistent. We can make a difference. Never giving in till we get them all to listen. Twisted politicians just out for their best interest. Living in a system where we've been conditioned to be about our business and then go our separate ways. It's okay to be different, but we need to relate. Keep your soul lifted, living in these harder days. J. Ross and Mendo, don't we make the fire blaze? No matter what they say, we're gonna keep living our way. And no matter what they do, we keep speaking the truth. Even after all we've been through, you know what we gonna do. We always stand strong. We stand strong. Pushing on and on and
let me bring it to them with another flow twist. I can see them in the struggle, now it's time we uplift. You must know just what you're doing, call it consciousness. They've been teaching wicked ways, tell them what's wrong with this. They will not get to grow and they won't stand a chance. They knock you off your balance, can you hold your stance? No matter what they say, I do me advance. Educate my brain, maintain my ganja plants. I'm a grower and I'm growing it to set minds free. Cultivating plants of other high-grade tree. Nightly, keep the fire blazing, pass it around. Oldie, J. Ross and Mr. President Brown. Listen to that bleezy sound and get to shaking your waist. Put it into all the violence and we change up the place. No matter race or religion, we all living the same. Ganja man, nothing in my nose, nothing in my vein.
no matter what they say, gonna keep living our way. And no matter what they do, we keep speaking the truth.